Hey, hello HDFS 492 students. So here's our next set of tasks in our pre-proposal section. This PowerPoint is designed to help you select the problem, the people or the population you're going to help, the agency or school that you're going to pretend that you're working for, and the evidence-based program. My hope is that as you listen to this, you'll pause and find these resources on Canvas. It's always a good idea to at least skim the workbook for Module 1, and it's even a better idea to read it really carefully. You can take a look at the two upcoming assignments, individual assignments, the agency investigation worksheet and the evidence-based program investigation worksheet, because that's kind of the outcome of this PowerPoint that you're going to be doing. And you can take a look at the extra credit community contact interview opportunity. This isn't due until the end of the semester, but it can be something that you complete while you're doing either the agency investigation worksheet or the evidence-based program investigation worksheet. And I originally designed it as an individual assignment, but if you end up doing it with several group members, over email, for example, with people at an agency or at an evidence-based program, then I'm happy to give multiple members of the group credit as well if multiple people contributed. So in your first team meeting, your major task is going to just be, as a group, to narrow down a little bit what you want to change, what problem or topic or issue you're trying to address with your grant proposal and evidence-based program. So are you trying to decrease child maltreatment? Are you trying to increase emotional regulation for a certain population? And so you're going to try to figure out who exactly that is, their age, or if they have any special conditions. And you don't have to have it just completely dialed in, but you have to have a general sense so that everybody can complete the agency information worksheet and the evidence-based program worksheet on kind of a relevant topic. So here's an example of an original idea to improve cognitive abilities in at-risk preschoolers, and a way to make it either more narrow, improving language comprehension in preschoolers with disabilities, or more broad, improving school readiness in preschoolers. I personally think any of these three would be appropriate for this stage of your project and would allow your group members to complete the agency investigation worksheet and the evidence-based program worksheet. Okay, so let's talk about step 2, exploring evidence-based programs. Many years ago in HDFS, we didn't require this, and students, we actually made them make up their own program. But as evidence-based programs have become more developed and more prominent, it is really best practice to use something that has some research behind it. And in some ways, it's less work for you because you're not creating a program from scratch. The challenge is, of course, finding one. And we've got some resources that you've likely already reviewed. The workbook module 1, and then the topic list, and also the Finding Evidence-Based Programs link. A little bit more on this individual assignment, the evidence-based program investigation worksheet. So your group can decide that you're going to explore several different ones, or your group could agree that we're going to just narrow down to 2, and 2 of us are going to do each one, or we're all going to do the same one because we're pretty positive this is the one that we want to do, and we're going to get all the information that we need about it now. In addition to the resources that I've already mentioned, there's also a library information session linked up on researching evidence-based programs. Although it means some extra work, you'll actually be less stressed in the long term if you know more about the evidence-based program that you decide to use. So once you know which one you're using, or as you're trying to decide, spend some time not only on the evidence-based program website, but also, for example, just Google searches and even YouTube searches to see if you can find videos of people doing the program, because that really gives you a sense. And maybe you'll find some worksheets or some activities that can really give you a clear sense of what the program entails. So once you've figured out the population that you want to help and the problem that you want to solve, then you want to be thinking, what is an agency local to me or someone in your group that would work with this population and try to solve this problem that we could run this evidence-based program out of? And so this could be a school, this could be a nonprofit. We do allow for-profits as well, although it's less common. But for example, here in the Fort Collins area, you could use Columbine Health Systems, which is a for-profit agency. You can, in order to just be thinking about it, you can be reading about agencies in the workbook, and if you're local to CSU, you can be checking out the HDFS internship sites and the Larimer County United Way agencies, which are linked up on Canvas. Okay, so step 3 is the individual assignment, the agency investigation worksheet. And whereas I said with the evidence-based program worksheet, you could all do a different one or some overlap and choosing the same one, in this case, I think it might be better for everybody to do a different agency or school or company. But again, we won't take off points if you do the same one. The reason being is that sometimes you'll just find that we thought we wanted to use this one agency, but it's just too hard to get information about it, and so then it gives you other options. The other reason is that if you are, for example, in your group, if many of you are from the same community, say local to Fort Collins, it helps you get a sense of what agencies and programs serving your population and your problem exist here in our community. And you're going to need that for 2 sections of the proposal, the agency information section and the needs assessment section. You're going to be having to demonstrate that you're not creating something or asking for funding for something that already exists, because funders don't want to do that. They want to fill a gap. Okay, so before you call this done, I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to go ahead and find these 2 assignments, the agency investigation and the evidence-based program investigation, on Canvas. Take a look at the worksheets and the rubrics, just so you can begin wrapping your mind around it. You don't have to start it yet, but it'll make you actually less stressed to know what you're doing. And then orient yourself to the resources that you're going to use. Make sure you know how to find the workbook, which is on the home page. There's a button linking it up, and there's also on the assignment resources button, you'll find a link to all these resources listed here.